Hello and welcome to PixelSports presents Goal Table Football Podcast. I'm Gigi and today I'm joined by TD once again. We have done the Euro history.
Yes.
We have done a detailed preview of 2024 Euros.
And predictions.
And predictions as well. This time we have come back with the Matchday 1 roundup of the 2024 Euro. We have all seen the exciting matches. The matches have been frustrating at times, extremely exciting at other times. The well-built teams have actually won their matches, but also there have been scrappy outcomes for some of them. We will try to make a total outline of the entire match day. TD, what was your overall take on the match day?
If I can make a narrative out of this game week 1, all the bigger teams except for Germany are winning their matches, but not so convincingly. But they are not letting the other teams score the goals also.
Yes. Now, talking about the lower ranked teams,
Yes.
the minnows, the conventional minnows of this Euro, they have been performing exceedingly well. They are completely going all out, and maybe this is because of the format that all the 4 of the third placed teams will qualify.
Yes.
So they think that if they can score 3 points on the first match day, somehow if they can score a lot of goals, they will stay ahead. So the first match day was extremely exciting following this entire scenario. And if we focus on the entire first match day, talking of upsets,
There is an upset.
there was a very big upset. The match between Belgium and Slovakia in Group E, Slovakia defeating the number 1 contenders of this
Yes.
group by 1-0. What was your take on the match?
I think though Belgium created many chances, just when the match started, Lukaku had a brilliant opportunity. Not only that, he had many brilliant opportunities. We have to remember that he scored 2 goals which are disallowed later. But I think the individual players like the Doku, like Kevin De Bruyne, like Leandro Trossard, they are not performing to their highest capability. And that's why I think Belgium, although creating many chances, are not looking like a well-oiled machine.
Now, Lukaku not only missed the chances, he also scored 2 goals which got disallowed.
Yes.
There is no confusion about the one disallowed goal, but the second one where there was a handball in the lead up, and whatever be our take on that, I think we agree that it was a handball. But there are a lot of other opinions. People think that it did not really affect the trajectory of the ball. So somewhere down the line,
I think it was a fair decision.
yes, but somewhere down the line, many would feel that Belgium was a little
Hard done by.
as
Yes.
well. But still, big players like Kevin De Bruyne. Now, is it time that obviously he has always faced that backlash of not playing that well for the national team. But Kevin De Bruyne, in the last 3 years, he has done amazing things for the club. He has won the treble, multiple Premier Leagues, 4 Premier Leagues in a row. So, what goes wrong for Kevin De Bruyne?
There's kind of a clickbait answer for me. Do you want to hear?
Yes, obviously. Clickbait is always welcome.
In the Manchester City side, he has Haaland, and in the Belgium side, he has Lukaku. So there we go.
Okay, so and we saw how Lukaku kept missing. Somehow down the line we now expect that from Lukaku.
Yes.
It's very unfortunate, but he expectedly missed many goals. But still, Lukaku is the best bet because he keeps going to the right positions. He keeps taking the right ball. Just he cannot finish properly at the last moment. If we look at the other match of the group,
Very, very exciting.
very exciting. Romania coming out of nowhere and defeating Ukraine by 3-0, completely dominating the first half. Ukraine tried to make a comeback in the second half. In the second half, Ukraine played well, which actually
But they are not clinical.
not clinical. It gives the neutral viewer a lot of hope that this group will eventually turn out to be very exciting because
Ukraine versus Belgium match is going to be a firecracker.
exactly.
I
No,
think.
because Belgium lost 3 points. Ukraine, they were the ideal contenders for 1 and 2, and both of them got defeated. So this group is wide open.
Yes.
Group E, so now it's turning out to be the most exciting group, to be honest. But
DJ said that this is a group of death.
exactly, and we can see why, because
Experience matters, I
no
guess.
predictions can be done about Group E.
Yes.
If we look at the next important match or next match that we want to talk about, if you want to take the lead,
I
TD.
think this was for me the game of the match of the tournament so far. Turkey versus Georgia.
Absolutely.
The results 3-1 to Turkey is not a fair reflection of the game because just from the very beginning of the match, it was a frantic match. It was end to end. I don't know how the Georgian players ran for the whole length of the field for the 95th minute. And also Turkey playing, fortunately, after many disappointing Euros, very slick football. All of their players, the star players, turned out, like Kokchu, like Arda Güler, like Hakan Çalhanoğlu, like Kenan
And
Yildiz.
what a strike by Arda Güler.
Oh my God!
It goes down in the history books.
Also, the first volley goal from Muldur.
Yes.
I think both the goals are contender
Blinders,
for the
complete blinders, both the
yes
goals.
goal of the tournament.
The third goal was, we should not take that into account
Yes.
too much, but it actually, as you said, it's not a fair reflection of the game. But what a match! It goes down as one of the classics of
Yes.
Euro, because none of the teams actually gave an inch to each other. But this was a very frantic match, in my opinion. And it was very frantic from the beginning. And the reason behind that was both of the teams were actually losing the ball in the midfield multiple times. There were multiple occasions when we saw Turkey going on attack, losing the ball, Georgia trying to make a counter, once again losing the ball, and eventually after 3 or 4 these kinds of losing the ball, we see a concrete attack. I think they will struggle against the mighty Portugal if they keep this brand of football.
Yes, but if we come to the Portugal's match, Portugal did not, for me, they did not turn up for last night's match against Czechia, because Roberto Martinez put out a high-class team with all the superstars in the world, but they did not turn out. They could not play 3 or 4 passes. They were very lackluster and sluggish. I think all the symptoms that made Roberto Martinez hated for being a Belgium manager is coming back again to haunt him in this job also.
So he they could not do anything with one golden generation, and this is the golden generation of Portugal.
Yes.
After the early 2000s,
Yes.
once again we see a completely star-studded squad, probably more star-studded than the earlier one.
Probably more talented.
More talented as well, and we have not seen an exciting brand of football.
I think Czechia was very unlucky, unfortunate to concede 2 goals like they did. I think both of the goals is a mistake from the goalkeeper. But I think a special mention should go to a certain 41-year-old.
Yes. Now Cristiano Ronaldo, he has been facing a lot of criticism of late, and after this match as well, I was going through some of the Facebook posts and some of the social media updates. People are trolling him. I do not get why. Because he was one of the best performers on the pitch. The second goal was completely from it was a deflection from the post. He almost scored on 3 or 4 occasions, and he will end up scoring in this.
But I still think he should come off the bench and not start every game. I think this will give Portugal a different dynamic also.
Let's see what happens. But if we now move on slowly
to the most dynamic performance of the game week.
Group A. Now, if we look at Group A was supposed to be extremely well sought out, and it is turning out to be a masterclass in the first match day by Germany.
Yes.
Now, Germany actually looked extremely clinical. They looked lethal. They looked mentality monsters. The things we ascribe to a team like Germany, they looked all of them, right? And Germany scoring 5 goals, it's that age-old mentality.
Statement performance from
Age-old
Germany
mentality of
that
Germany that when the grass is green, you go all out.
Yes.
You score 5 to 7 goals.
Please don't say
Youngsters.
7 goals.
Yes, it's a very soft corner, I know, for both of us. But coming back to Germany, youngsters like Musiala, Wirtz, we said that you actually bet on Wirtz, and we saw what an amazing performance. Musiala put in a man of the match performance. But for
me, I think Cruz was the man of the match because he was, like we see, he does. With a Real Madrid shirt, that he comes back just stuck into the left side of the defense and stringing all the long balls, stringing all the threads. So it was a very, I think Cruz, this Euro is Cruz Euro.
And Toni Kroos actually had 100% passing accuracy in the first half. In the second half, it came down to 99%. So a huge lag in the second half.
Yes.
But
Because they were winning 3-0, no?
Yes, Gundogan, a captain's performance, to be honest. He actually he should have scored at least one goal.
I think he earned the penalty.
He earned the penalty. He was a little injured, so
he could not take the penalty.
Kai Havertz putting in a good shift. Also, the defense playing well. Manuel Neuer not having to do much,
yes.
Still conceding a goal. Actually, Germany will take this as a personal defeat that they could not keep the clean sheet.
Yes.
Because knowing the German mentality, this will not go down well in the
dressing room,
right? So, but extremely clinical performance. The second match in this group was between Switzerland and Hungary, and for many, Hungary is the dark horse of this Euro.
For me, I thought that Hungary would turn up, and I thought that they would beat Germany. They still can.
I remember both you and DJ actually
went against the grain.
Trump putting a trump card on me and saying that Switzerland will not finish second, Hungary will.
They still can
back
finish.
it.
I think Hungary will still finish second, because the way both the teams, Switzerland and Hungary, played, I think though Switzerland won 3-1, I think they will face some kind of difficulties against Scotland, because none of their performances in the midfield I thought was convincing.
No, but to be honest, yes, I agree with that. Switzerland also did not put in a very convincing performance, but it was Hungary who looked extremely lackluster, but looked quite rejuvenated in the second half.
Yes.
Let's see whether they can take
That's the only positive for them.
Whether they can take the second half performance forward. The Scottish moral will be extremely down, but the Scotland squad, you cannot count them out as yet, right? They can make their comeback against Hungary.
If we said in the preview video, if their defense and goalkeeper position could have been sorted, I think they have a good chance of qualifying third from this group.
Now, if we move on to the next group, Group B, according to me, the group of death.
Yes.
Spain versus Croatia.
And it is turning out to be so.
An extremely crucial match for both of them, and Spain, as we predicted, completely dominating the match, but very, for me, disappointing performance from Croatia. I thought they will use their experience, but the opponent used their age against them.
Because they have the more faster player. I think this Spanish team is the paciest team I have ever seen. Because when they were at their peak in the 2008 to 2012-14 period, they used to play a very tiki-taka style, slow football. But this Spanish team does not hesitate to go long and play in the counter-attack also, because they have the wingers like Lamine Yamal, Neco Williams.
And also Alvaro Morata coming back with a stronger mentality.
Yes.
A beautiful finish from him, to be honest. As we record this video, the second match of this group between Croatia and Albania is going on, and Croatia actually showcasing their experience.
Yes.
Because they were trailing the match for a large amount of time, trailing by 1-0, and right now as we speak they're winning by 2-1. They have made a strong comeback. So Croatia, I think, extremely crucial match.
I think we should tell the viewers that Croatia versus Albania match finished 2-2.
Oh,
Another exciting match.
Last moment equalizer
Yes.
from Albania. So
90 plus 5 minutes.
90
goal.
plus 5 minutes. So we'll come back with our analysis on this after the
Match day
entire
two.
match day 2.
Yes.
But once again, this was actually a must-win match for both Croatia and
None of
Albania.
them will be happy with
Yeah,
this
so this
result.
puts both of them, specifically Croatia, who were expected to move on to the next stage, a very dicey condition because now they have to defeat
Italy, yes.
Because-
And Albania, if they want to have any chance
Yes,
of
because
moving
with
forward,
2
they
points-
have to defeat Spain.
With 2 points, you cannot qualify.
Yes, you
So
cannot.
they have to serve both Albania and so very exciting match day 3.
Yes,
Waiting.
yes.
Now, moving on to the next group. Group C. No, sorry.
Italy.
The
Italy-
second match between in the Group B, Italy versus Albania.
Albania, yes. I think this match, after the game's today's result, has become some sort of redundant. But Italy's performance was quite convincing for me because they lost an early goal. 22nd, within 22nd minute, Albania scored the fastest goal in Euro history. And then Italy quite literally took back the helm and never let it go. So I think Italy will prove to be a difficult opponent for any teams, rather be it Spain or Germany. We have seen the prediction group. We see that Italy is probably going to face Spain or Germany in the latter stages. So there
Let's
might
see.
be an upset.
Let's see. Italy, Albania finishing 2-1. Clinical performance sort of from Italy because Albania scored on the 22nd second.
Yes.
One of the fastest goals.
One of the fastest goal.
The fastest goal in the history of Euro. Moving on to the next group, Group C. This was supposed to be very clinical. This team, England, everyone expects them actually winners, potential winners for many. Winning the match 1-0, it actually gives me a very mixed feeling because not absolutely not a convincing performance.
But job done.
Getting the job done. Serbia supposed to be
Come
the
second,
favorites
yes.
for second place, defeating them. Now England has comparatively easier opponents in the next 2 matches. They can just take it easy.
Yes, they can just take it easy, but there are some telltale signs of Gareth Southgate putting his brains into wrong places, like playing Phil Foden in the left-hand side for the 90 minutes.
And also, I cannot agree with Trent playing in the midfield.
For me also.
I said that Trent should start in the right back and
Yes.
on the left back, Kyle Walker should start.
Yes.
Because we saw how both Phil Foden and Bellingham moving to the left side, and after the overlap of Kyle Walker, he could not put in that cross
No.
with the left foot, and he does not have the pace of Kyle Walker either. So England have to pray to the Queen or the God or whoever they believe in, that to the Protestant God or the Catholic God they would know only. But England need to pray that Luke Shaw comes back.
Yes.
It's
They're
extremely
missing,
crucial
yes.
for this game because remember on the left side you don't have Rashford either. I didn't think I would say this, but probably in the first match they missed Rashford.
If you are missing Rashford, then you have a similar kind of player in Anthony Gordon, then play him.
No, that is a decision of Southgate. These kinds of decisions make me perplexed.
Yes.
About Southgate. That is why I cannot. support.
If you are seeing that Phil Foden in the left-hand side is not working, change it.
And that was
Bring
my exact point,
Gordon
that
back.
England will win not because of Southgate.
In spite of Southgate, yes.
I'll repeat that, but in spite of Southgate.
Yes.
Now, the other match in this group, Denmark versus Slovenia, probably the only
Lackluster match.
match in the group, in the entire match day. We talked about how these two teams have played each other a lot of times in the lead up. They were pitted in the same group, very well-known teams to each other. And probably that is what happens when they face each other.
If you see the stats, that they are very well matched.
Yes, very
Denmark holding on to the ball possession for 68%, and the Slovenia trying to play on the counter attack, and that's how the whole match went. And they each scored 1 goal.
But the story of the match, one of the stories of the Euro is Christian Eriksen coming in and scoring the first goal in this Euro for Denmark. What a fairy tale.
What a
right?
fairy tale, yes.
We
Goal
remember
folklore.
with bated breath, all of us,
In the
we
last
were
Euro, yes.
praying to the Almighty that nothing happens to Christian Eriksen. We remember the visuals, vividly remember the visuals, because both of us remember we were seeing the match live. And after that, making a comeback, we never thought he would return to the football pitch. And winning trophies, coming into the Euros,
Scoring
the
goals,
first goal. Amazing. So a huge shout out to Christian Eriksen. We wish that he qualifies for the next round and we see him playing more. But moving on to the final group that we would discuss today, Group D, and the tournament favorites are there.
Another unconvincing performance from the bookies' favorites. They actually won by 1-0, and this goal was scored by Austria. And it was an own goal.
And Austria never looked like surrendering to France.
No.
France never looked like completely dominating.
They could have clinched the match just at the end.
Rather, Austria was creating a lot of troubles. And Ralf Rangnick, we must remember the Gejen pressing. Probably a tactical masterclass from Ralf Rangnick. This Austria will prove to be very difficult for
many teams.
The other teams.
Yes.
They are now one of the favorites to actually qualify after this performance, but they have to score goals. They did not score goals.
That's where I think the what you say, the minnows, the smaller teams are fading away. That's where they are lacking a clinical striker, they're lacking a creative midfielder. One or two players, if we add to the Slovakias, to Slovenia, Austria, Hungary, they can make things happen.
We saw how Austria is still depending on Arnautovic.
Yes.
I could not believe when I saw that Arnautovic is still in the squad.
For me, Arnautovic should retire. He is not Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He should stop thinking himself as one Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
He only has the Ibrahimovic
aura.
Nothing else.
No.
So this is the problem with Austria. Another minnow in the group, Poland. Austria will have to defeat Poland now. That becomes a must-win game for both. Why? Because Poland got defeated by Netherlands.
But Poland took an early lead.
Exactly.
I think Poland were looking much more serious without Lewandowski.
And no one expected actually the miss of Lewandowski. Everyone thought that Poland are done for, but it was far from what happened. But Netherlands coming back, actually putting in
a clinical performance.
Once again, as we were saying, that is the narrative of this match day. Bigger teams putting in scrappy performances but being clinical when it matters, and eventually pulling away with the win. Cody Gakpo.
I was very impressed with Cody Gakpo.
Very completely man of the match performance from him. The old war horse Weghorst coming in once again with a golden goal. The golden goals he keeps on scoring. We remember the 2 goals in the World Cup against Argentina. Once again, coming in the 85th or 87th minute, scoring the winner. France and Netherlands, they do comfortable for the first 2 places.
I think the France versus Netherlands match is going to be a firecracker, because remember, France will not have Kylian Mbappe.
True. Mbappe, we saw a bloody Mbappe leaving the pitch and coming back to just sit on the pitch after leaving. So it was hilarious, to be honest. But they will miss Mbappe, and let's see Netherlands. Whether they can actually pull off an upset and qualify first and put the entire prediction bracket to a complete topsy-turvy situation. Let's see. We will root for that because we are all for upsets. And also Poland versus Austria now becomes a must-win game for both 3rd and 4th place. Extremely interesting. So all the groups are very fascinating. Apart from Germany, none of the other groups or the first place, second place teams are very confirmed. We cannot predict right now. Let's see what happens in the second match day. The first match is already done, but we will look at the other matches and come back in the next 3 or 4 days with the second match day roundup. Please follow our channel for more Euro updates. All our social media credentials and handles are there in the description box. Follow us. Comment, like, share, subscribe, until we come back with our next episode. Stay wild.